It's so nice to see the lake, back up and running, especially with the cool temperatures that we're now getting.
Oh, it totally is. I love Tempe Town Lake, nice weather in Arizona, but you know what? Around the rest of the nation, it's not so nice out there. Let's take a look at a satellite radar map. Look at all the activity in the Midwestern part of the country. That's because a giant storm is ripping through the Midwest, causing hurricanes, causing tornadoes, and causing rain and thunderstorms in that area. Although that's right, it's been pretty hot outside today. People going to the polls, exercising their right to vote, might have had to dust a little of the sweat off their head. Let's take a look at our current temperature right now. 88 degrees right here in Phoenix.
Snow in Phoenix, and it actually felt warmer this morning to me.
Yeah, it did. Unfortunately, we don't get to see a winter wonderland like some places do. But you know what? That's why we live in Arizona. Most of us do. I'm Kylee Gauna here at the Snowbowl Ski Lodge in Flagstaff, where skiers haven't hit the slopes just yet, but that could all change because some winter weather is expected up in the high country next week. Giant storms ripping through the Midwest today, but here in Phoenix, we have clear skies and temperatures in the 70s. Will this change? I'll let you know in your full weather forecast coming up next. I'm Kylee Gauna out at the State Fair, where people are riding rides, enjoying the nice weather, and also getting ready for Halloween. Coming up next, I'll let you know how those temperatures are going to be like for trick-or-treating on Sunday. I'm having a great time at the State Fair. Tom and Natalie, I'm out here enjoying the nice hot weather and also riding a couple rides. But currently outside, we are pretty hot in the valley. We're looking at high 80s today here in Tempe and in Scottsdale and all over. Hot lately. It's crazy to think it's November and we've had temperatures in the 90 degrees. But currently outside right now, it's not 90. That's great. It's 88 degrees, a couple degrees less. It's right here where we are. It's great outside. It's 79 degrees outside because we have clear skies. There is some activity over in the Grand Canyon causing some breezy conditions and also causing some wind, gusts up to 30 miles an hour in that area. Radar map, pretty clear. That's because that high pressure system's over in the west coast is kind of pushing through and causing us to have some hot temperatures and some pretty dry conditions. But around the nation, not so hot. And other places, as you can see behind me, there's a big pressure system kind of pushing through the east coast. And guess what it's causing? It's causing snowfall. Crazy to think that here in Phoenix, we're seeing 88-degree temperatures today, but back on the East Coast in the Carolinas and in Buffalo, you know what? They're seeing snow. Hurricane Tomas is pushing through, going into the Caribbean, going to hit today, later today, winds 50 miles an hour or more. But back to Arizona, see, we're looking at high to mid 80s all over, 84 in Mesa, 88 in Sky Harbor, and over in Luke Air Force Base, seeing 88 as well. But current temperatures around the state, like I mentioned before, we're pretty hot all over the state because that high pressure system kind of continue those hot temperatures or hotter than normal for this time of the year as we kind of have that high pressure system pushing over our state. So we're seeing 50s and even 60s up in the high country, sling things off like we always do, especially up in the high country. As you can see, 20 degrees in Flagstaff and 18 degrees in the Grand Canyon. You're definitely going to need extra layers if you're down there. 89 degrees, we may even go into the 90s, a lot hotter than normal. And what about that 5-day forecast? I promise you I have some good news. It is going to be warm on Wednesday, tomorrow, but then as you can see, we are going to get into the cool temperatures, and by Saturday and Sunday into the weekend, we're going to be at a cool 82 degrees. You know, I can't make a good snowball here just yet, but that could change because winter weather is expected to hit up in the high country next week. Flagstaff is expected to get about 1 to 2 inches of snow. But you know what? Right now outside, it is a gorgeous day here in Flag. 57 degrees outside currently. The sun is shining. And you know what? Around Arizona, it's such a nice day. We're seeing 50s up here in the high country in places like Page and the Grand Canyon. We're seeing 70s down south in southern Arizona. And you know what? We may even get into that 80-degree mark in places like Yuma and in Phoenix. Kind of crazy to believe. We are going to be hot on Friday, flirting with the 90s. But on Sunday for Halloween, we're going to be nice and low for the 80s, which is perfect for trick-or-treating. Well, I'm going to enjoy my time here at the State Fair, which of course calls for a ride on the Ferris wheel. So I'll send it to John, who's out in the field as well, covering that big Game 2 in the World Series. John?